So I'm Gavin Jones. I graduated from the Design Academy in 2020 and I'm originally from the UK. So my project here is called Perpetual Circumstances, and it was built on a body of research that I made during my master's degree at the Design Academy. My degree was about the spectacle of the machine, so about how technology performs to involve an audience and the spectators. And so this piece is incorporating elements of online visual culture, such as the oddly satisfying trends, and bringing that into the physical world. So I think it's kind of relevant at this time when we're transitioning from a period of extended lockdown, when we've all perhaps been, or personally been spending too much time in that online world, to then come into the physical world and bring these kind of tropes through into the different contexts. Yeah, I guess the concept for this piece, as I say, is something that has developed through things that you see online and being involved in different worlds. And I think also the idea of the piece having a duration, that work in the online world, you can stay and you watch things, and how long do you engage with them, and bringing them into the physical world also. I think it was that element of performance and involving an audience through an animation or a kinetic or movements and things like this. I guess my biggest challenge during graduation was obviously dealing with the pandemic. The lockdown kind of arrived in early March, so when we'd already developed a huge body of research and a lot of work on the thesis, and so it was about how do you frame all of that work to then be relevant in this completely new context. You know, why should people in a pandemic care about the things that I'm making? And trying to understand the relevance of your work in this new, completely alien world that we are now kind of engaging with. I guess it's always a tough one to talk about positives regarding the pandemic when it's been, you know, so, and words can't even say how awful it has been for so many people, but for me at least, studying, we were given a few extra months whilst the university were dealing with, you know, what do we do? And how do we, you know, allow the students to cope in this situation, and to have a few extra months to kind of sit and think about what my work meant and what it meant for me also as an individual was really, really positive. And I think just that bit of extra time allowed the concept of the piece to really kind of evolve into something that with the usual time constraints would have been much harder to achieve, I think. So that was a real positive. So I think the future of this project, I find when making any work that you have so many more ideas about things you want to make. And so for me, this piece was something that was floating around in my head, and now it's been made. And in making this, there's been lots of other ideas. So for the future of this piece, I see it just as a way of creating more ideas to do other things and see what comes out of it in that way. In 5 years, I guess I always see myself making something. So if the question is, what do you see yourself making in 5 years? I hope that it will be something that, you know, somebody engages with, and even if it's just one person, but they have this connection with the piece of work that I make, and they go, wow, this is so cool, or I could sit here and watch this for hours, or I think this is what I hope to achieve with my work. Yeah, there's a huge work ethic that is in the Design Academy, and I guess the drive of a lot of students when you're going through your graduation. And I think the thing that I was afforded in having those few extra months during the pandemic was to really understand my own role in the project and why I was enjoying it. So I guess advice for future students would be to try to find just the thing that makes you excited about what you're doing. And don't forget why you're excited about it. And then in the end, that excitement, I think, always comes through in the object you've made. So try to find that and hold on to it, and don't get taken by the stress of the whole graduation process. Yeah.